Hello and welcome to CRJ 280, Drugs, Crime, and Society. My name is Walter Smith and I'll be your instructor in this course. Over the next several weeks, we're going to take a long walk down the road of drugs and how it affects society, how it impacts crime, how we investigate it, how we treat it, how we work with individuals who are stuck in the grasp of addiction. In any community across the country, you'll hear story after story about how addiction and drug abuse is decimating their home areas. In this class, we're going to work on and try to understand how we can provide the best services possible to those communities to help them overcome the affliction that is substance abuse in America. We're going to look at things that we've done in the past, things that we're currently doing, and things that the research is saying we should do in the future. We're going to examine the effectiveness of some of the things that we've done, things that have been successful, things that haven't been successful, and use that information to help guide us in making more informed and intelligent decisions about how we as a criminal justice system can help impact the drug problem in a positive way and actually achieve somewhat lasting change and try to make this situation better. So that's really the heart and soul of this course. Now we're going to start next week getting into the real meat and potatoes of the class, but today we're going to spend time understanding how the class is outlined, how it's going to function, what my responsibilities are to you, and what your responsibilities are to the course. And with that, I want to go ahead and take you on a journey through our syllabus and our Blackboard website. So come with me. Okay, so let's take a few minutes and just go over the course syllabus. This kind of represents a contract between me, the professor, and you, the student. It tells you what is required of you and required of me in this course. So it'll let you know things like what assignments are due, when they're coming up, information about what you should be reading on each week, and that kind of thing. So let's go over some of the key points. I'm not going to go over everything because there's a lot of stuff in the course syllabus. I would advise you to go through and read on that on your own, but we're going to just kind of pick out the highlights, the most important information for you right now today to understand. The first thing is we have our information about when we're going to meet. Now again, I want to stress, these meetings are completely voluntary. There is absolutely no requirement that you come to class either virtually or in person. No requirement whatsoever. I repeat, this is completely voluntary to do the live sessions. I would advise it if you can make it to the live sessions, because it's going to give you an opportunity to ask questions and to learn from your peers and to dive a little bit deeper into these course subjects. So I would advise you to, but you're definitely not required to. If you do want to take part in our live sessions, you can do so either virtually or in person, room 227 in the First Federal Center on the Hazard campus every Monday from 1 to 2:30. If you're not able to meet either virtually or in person, or you decide that's just not part of the class that you want to participate in, that's fine. Video of the course or of that class will be provided in Blackboard, and you can watch it at your convenience. Now, if you do attend these live sessions, either virtually or in person, as we're going to see here in a little bit, it allows you to skip some of the assignments. For instance, you don't have to do the weekly quizzes. And that's because if we are in a live class, either virtually or in person, we can interact with each other. I can get a feel for, are you up to date and where you need to be in the material. I can help you understand the material a little bit more. I don't necessarily need the quiz to let me know that you're keeping up with things. So keep that in mind, that if you do the weekly sessions when they're live, either virtually or in person, it does mean that some of the assignments will not apply to you. You'll get points for being actually in class that make up the points missed on those assignments. We've got our start date, the no-show date, which is essentially this Sunday. Our weekly modules go from Monday to Sunday most weeks. And I say most weeks because if it's a week where there's a holiday on a Monday, then our class will start on a Tuesday. But most weeks, the vast majority, will start Monday and run through Sunday of that week. All assignments are due by midnight that Sunday. Now, with that said, I'm not going to be online Sunday night at midnight shutting things down and trying to see if students turn things in. I'm going to be going to bed, hopefully, so that I can be up Monday for class. So I'm probably not going to get in there and actually start grading until at least that morning, Monday morning. So if you have your assignments turned in by 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, you're probably going to be fine. It's not going to be counted as late. Blackboard will say it's late. Blackboard, it has its things. Don't worry about it. If it's in before I start grading on Monday or looking at it, then I consider it in on time. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Last day to withdraw without an instructor's permission, that is March 22nd. Keep that date in mind. Now, again, we're all adults in this class. You are paying to be in this class, or if you have a scholarship or something, someone's paying money for you to be in this class, and you're an adult. You know your responsibilities. You know whether or not you need to be in this course. You know whether or not there's things coming up that keep you from being able to complete this course. If there are barriers that arise, please let me know, because a lot of times I can help you with those things. Maybe point you towards some resources that could help you, or come up with a plan to get you back on track if you kind of fell behind a little bit in class. But like a lot of things that's going to come up, I'm not a psychic. And so if something's going on that's preventing you from turning in your assignments, just send me an email. Text me. You have my text number. You have my email address. Both in your course syllabus. I'm not going to post them here for the world to see, but you have them. Also, you can come by my office and see me and talk to me. I have both office hours and virtual office hours, where I'm actually in person or I'm virtual. So keep those things in mind, because we're here to help you. I'm here to help you succeed. That's my job. My job isn't just to spill out information. It's to help you be successful. And if there's resources or things I can do on my end to help you, please let me do that for you. So if something comes up, just let me know. I understand life happens. Just let me know so I know that you're not just refusing to turn in assignments or just not doing it. That there's a reason there that we can work around and work with you. Now, if you get past that March 22nd deadline and you come to me later on and tell me, I need to withdraw from this class, I might ask why. I might ask, is there anything I can do to help you be successful in the class? But if you want to withdraw from this class, the bottom line is that's your decision. You're an adult, and you know your situation, and you know what's going on, and I will absolutely give you permission to withdraw. The key to that is that after that May 1st deadline, there's nothing I can do. No matter how much I want to help you withdraw from this class, it's impossible after that May 1st deadline. And I stress that because I have had students come in the week of finals and go, can I withdraw from my class? I would love to help you, but at that point the college is taking it out of my control. It's past the deadline. You know, I have rules that I have to abide by as well. So just kind of keep that in mind. Here are the course competencies for this class. Course competencies are basically the goals that we want to reach as you progress through this course. These are the things you should be able to get out of this. Discuss the pharmacological and biological basis of addiction. And you might ask yourself, why is this important? Well, if you're going to create prevention programs, you're going to create treatment options, or if you're a police officer investigating these crimes or dealing with somebody who might be in crisis that is fueled by substance abuse, understanding how these mechanisms work and how to work with someone in a situation where those mechanisms are imbalanced can be invaluable to increasing the likelihood of having a safe encounter with that individual and getting them to cooperate, or at least to do what you ask them to do. Explore crime legislation throughout American history. We'll look at relevant historical laws. We'll touch on a few things, opium wars, all that kind of good stuff. But really we're going to focus mostly on what applies to us today. As people who are going into the field, you really need to have a good understanding of the legal foundations that you're working under. That's what gives you the foundations, the ability to do your jobs. And so it's important that you understand the legislation and the laws that you are enforcing. Discuss treatment options and success rates within corrections. It's a key point. Lots of treatment options out there. Not all of them work. And by now we have a lot of research to say this works, and this is not only does it work, this is why it works. And we're going to look at some of that stuff. Why do certain programs work and certain programs don't? And we'll spend a little bit of time on that. Discuss the drug war and its impact on drug use in America. Has the drug war been a success? Should we move back toward drug war type policies? Do you think that's going to have a greater impact on curbing addiction, on curbing drug crime in America? Explore drug trafficking and investigation and prosecution. How do we investigate narcotics? How do we break down illegal drug trade? How do we get informants in there? How do we do undercover work? How do we do all these things to build a case that we can bring before the courts? Explore links between drug use and other criminal behaviors. We've known for a long time that there is a strong link between substance abuse and criminal behaviors. What is that link? Why does it exist? And what can we do about it? Discuss the impact of media and politics on drug legislation and criminal justice policy. How has media attention shaped our views and our ideas about how we should be dealing with the drug problem in America? And how can we find a way in this environment to be successful in helping heal our communities? Discuss ethical dilemmas related to investigating and prosecuting crimes. We'll look at different techniques, different situations within the investigation of these drug-related crimes, and look at some of the questions out there. For example, one of them we're going to address in the next couple modules is the idea of forfeiture laws, where police take possession of money, property, vehicles, all the like, when there is suspicion or probable cause to believe that they have been used in the commission of drug-related crimes. Is that something that we should be engaged in? Is that ethical? As you'll see, it's not a clear-cut question, because first thing in your mind, especially as a criminal justice student, is, oh yeah, of course it is. I mean, they bought this car using drug money and they're using it to sell drugs. Of course it's perfectly ethically sound to take that car. But then what happens in some cases that we've seen and we might highlight, where the person wound up not being convicted of that crime but still didn't get their property back? Is that an ethical way to do this? Is it ethical to allow that police department to seize that property and use it to pay for things that the police department needs? A lot of people, as criminal justice students, we would look at it and go, absolutely, budget cuts, we need funds to buy new cars and new equipment to go and investigate these and hire new officers, all this wonderful stuff. But it also creates an incentive, according to some people, for police officers to actively seek out suspicious vehicles and property that they can then seize. And it may force police to seize vehicles or property that may not actually be involved in the criminal activity that they think it is. So those are the kinds of things we're going to look at as we go through this course. Also, the textbook information, all your textbook supplies, everything you need is going to be in the Blackboard shell. Now, with the textbook, it's already loaded in your Blackboard shell. It's good to go. If you have any problems accessing your book, please let me know within the first week of class. Don't be one of those students that wait until midterm and go, oh, I never could access my book. Well, you should have told me, because now look how far behind we are. Let me know that first week so we can try to get going with that. Now, we're using a book from a very good publisher, a publisher I have grown to trust in my 15, 18 years, something like that, years of teaching. So I know and I have faith that if there's a problem, they will be on top of it and have it fixed in no time. But we can't fix, again, it gets back to the we're not psychic part. I can't fix what I don't know is broken. So if you can't access that textbook, let me know. The earlier the better, so that we can get you access to that textbook, because it's really important. I'll also say that the only publisher-related content you need to access through that account is your textbook. You don't have to do any of the quizzes that's loaded on the publisher site. You don't have to do any of the assignments on the publisher site. You just have to use it for the textbook. If you want to go through and do all those things, that is absolutely wonderful. I would encourage you to do so if you have time, because it's just going to increase your engagement with material and help you understand the material better. But it's no way required. So make sure that you keep that in mind, because I've had students go through and do all that stuff and think they're getting credit for it. I don't even see it on my end. I don't even know that you've done it. It's not linked into Blackboard that way. All of our assignments in Blackboard are in Blackboard. They're not through the publisher. Our grade policy, basically I understand, like I said, life happens. And I understand there's times that you can't turn in an assignment on time. We're all adults. We all have busy lives. It happens. So I'm not going to throw a fit if I get in Monday morning and your assignment is a day or two late. I'm not. I'm really not. I'm going to assume something came up and you're going to get that assignment to me, especially if you've turned in all your other assignments. Don't get too far behind because it's almost impossible to catch up. And if it becomes a pattern, if you miss 3 or more unexcused assignments, in other words, you haven't even bothered to email me and say, this is what's going on and get it excused, then I'm going to become a little bit more concerned about your participation in the class. Then I'm going to become a little bit more concerned about your ability to be successful in the class. And I'm going to want to reach out to you, or you reach out to me and come up with a plan to get you back on track. This is to help you be successful. This is not something that I just doing because I want to do. It's more work on me as well, but it's work I'm willing to do to help you be successful. So contact me. We'll set up a plan, a schedule that helps you get back on track in a good, efficient way that meets your needs so that you can be successful in this class. If you need new resources, whatever it is, let me know. All assignments that you turn in should be graded within 1 week. Now, there are exceptions to this rule. There are times I might be away at conference or something might be going on, and I may not have access to my computer and be able to grade all the assignments and all the classes that I'm teaching. But for the most part, your grade should be posted every week. If you turn in an assignment late, even though I allow you to do so, don't expect it to be graded right away. I go through, I grade the assignments. I try to grade them usually Wednesday's my day, but I have a class this Wednesday, so it kind of throws me off. I don't know how that's going to work. But within a week. Once those assignments are graded, I've moved on, like all of you have, to the next module, making sure you've got all those assignments and students have turned in all those assignments. Blackboard doesn't alert me and let me know when a new assignment has been submitted for a past assignment. So if we're in module 3 and you submit a module 1 late assignment, Blackboard doesn't tell me, oh, there's another grade assignment for you to grade in module 1. And so I don't know to go back, and I'm not going to go back every day and check in all my classes and make sure in every module, every assignment in every class has been updated every day. So if you turn in an assignment late, it may be a while before you get a grade for that assignment. And I want you to know that up front, and I want you to see that in the course syllabus. That's part of the trade-off. I'll accept the late assignment, but I will go back periodically and update those grades, but it will not be within that 1 week period in most cases. Here are your grades, how the grades kind of break down. We operate on a 1,000-point system. Your goal is to get 1,000 points. How you get there, that's up to you. 900 to 1,000 points is an A, 800 to 899 a B, 700 to 799 is a C, and so forth. You get 10 points for each weekly quiz. Now again, if you attend class, either virtually or in person, you do not have to do the weekly quizzes. because we're in an active live discussion about the course material. It's easy to see and to look at and to understand where you are in the course material for that week. So there's no need for a quiz. If you're not attending, then the only way I have to kind of gauge where you're at is those quizzes. Discussion boards. That's another thing that you don't have to do if you attend live sessions, because we're going to discuss those discussion boards in the class. And so I don't need you to turn those in a second time on Blackboard. So you're going to get credit for the points for both of those just by attending our sessions either virtually or in person. There's also an exam and a research paper and a proposal assignment. Now the details on how the 3 tracks work, because really this is a 3-track class. You can take it all online where you do all these assignments. And that's how you calculate your grade. You watch the video recordings of our class meetings each week, you read the materials, and you just do the assignments. Perfectly fine. You never have to set foot on campus. I'm perfectly okay with that. There's another option where you attend virtually. And you come in virtually and you do the discussions and we meet, and you don't have to do discussion boards and quizzes each week. So it gets you out of that. If you attend in person, you also do not have to do, I believe it's the proposal assignment. So keep that in mind, that depending on how you choose to deal with the weekly live sessions, it will impact what track you decided to do in the class. So how you get the 1,000 points is completely up to you. 3 different ways that you can get there. If that's not clear, if you need any more, if you have any questions, I would refer you to the syllabus, and also just contact me. Again, you have my text. I don't give you that number for you not to use. It's not just there for show. It's my personal cell phone number, and you're more than welcome to contact me on it. I'm not going to post it again on YouTube here for the world to see, but you have it. Use it. It's there for that purpose. I want to be able to help you, but you got to let me know how. Or just shoot me an email or come by and see me. Once you open Blackboard, you should see a page very similar to this. Now yours might be a little bit different because I'm an instructor. Even though I'm using the student preview, it still might be a little different. But everything should be kind of in the same places. So this walkthrough should help you find everything that you need in the class. The very first link right up here says content. That's where you land on. You see our banner, Drugs, Crime, Society. I apologize about it being a little bit out of whack where you can't hardly see the and society part. I'm trying to get the dimensions right on that banner. I'm not a technologically advanced person. I'm doing the best I can with the visuals. So just have a little patience with me. The first thing you'll see in your course content is your navigation video. If you click on that, there'll be a copy of this portion of the week 1 video here. Just kind of showing you how to navigate Blackboard, how to find the things that you're going to need to be able to find. Then below that, you're going to have a folder called Big Projects. These are projects, 2 of them actually, one due at midterm, one due the week of finals, that are going to take a little bit of time to do. I can't just load it in the beginning of the week and expect you by the end of the week to have it done. These are things you need to be thinking about as the semester progresses. So I put them up here so that you can kind of have an idea of what's coming up and be prepared for and be working on these big assignments. The first one, the one due at midterm, is your research paper. And the second one is your proposal assignment. There's more detailed instructions in both of these folders. And when you go to submit these assignments, you'll do it in the midterm exam 1 module or the finals exam 2 module. Okay, so you won't submit them in this area. This is just where you're going to find instructions for them so you can be thinking about them and working on them. If we come down from there, you've got your Start Here module. Okay, this is where we're going to focus our attention this week. The reason I do this is because I want to give you a real good chance to get real comfortable with this course before we actually start getting into the meat and potatoes of the course. I want you to understand what's required, when things are due, how the course is structured, all that kind of stuff. I don't want you to just glance over it and move on to the material. I want to make sure that you have an opportunity to ask me questions, that you have an opportunity to truly understand how this course is meant to progress. If you click on the Module 1 Start Here, the first thing you'll see is Course Expectations. This is a document created by the college. I didn't create it, but I do believe in what's in it. I think if you want to be successful in this class or any college level class, this is some really good guidelines to help you stay on track. Be on time. Stay on track. Again, do the work. Do it when it's due. If you have questions, if something comes up, let me know so that I can help you. Be ready to learn. Communicate often. Check your emails. Check your messages. Contact me if you have an issue. Keep those lines of communication open so that I can help you. Actively participate. You can do that by contacting me, engaging in doing good engagement in the discussion boards, attending our virtual or live sessions. There's a lot of different ways in this class you can choose to be involved and participate. Do your own work. Don't plagiarize. Okay? Don't let AI, ChatGTP, all these different softwares do your work for you. Don't copy and paste something from an external site. Do your own work. Do your own writing and make everything original. Be organized and responsible, and most importantly, ask for help. Course information. This is where you'll find some of the stuff really we talked about already when we went over the syllabus, the competencies, basically what the class is going to be about and all that kind of good stuff. Instructor information. This is just information about how to contact me. I'm not going to open it up because it has my personal cell phone number in case you need to text me or get a hold of me that way. It has my office number in case you want to call me at the college. It has my email address and a lot of that kind of stuff. It also has my office hours for this semester. So there's some good information in there. There's a video just getting to know me a little bit more if you're interested in that. Then you go down, there's your syllabus. Course calendar, which is just a copy of what's in your syllabus. It says this week 1 we're doing Start Here. Week 2 we're doing this. Week 3 we're doing this. And kind of going through and letting you know this is what you should be reading this week. This is what you should be doing this week. Grading policy, we already went over that, but it's also here as well as your syllabus. Detailed assignment instructions. If you go in here, what you're going to find is a breakdown, a detailed breakdown of every assignment in the course. It's going to give you detailed information, including grade and rubrics on a lot of them, to really let you understand what it is that this assignment requires of you. If you have any questions after looking over that information, please let me know. Not all the assignments are listed today, but they will be by the end of the week. College offices, contact numbers, information for financial aid and admissions, the different offices you may need to contact. Academic resources that we have available, tutoring and such, student resources and services, career information, Blackboard and technical support. So if you have any issues with Blackboard, first try to contact me. Sometimes it's something we can work out. It's something I did wrong on my end a lot of times. And I get periodically, not a lot, but periodically I'll get an email from a student saying, hey, this assignment has the wrong due date or something like that, or I can't access this. And it'll be something that I did or forgot to do, and then I can go in and fix it. But I don't know to fix it if you don't tell me. So let me know, and I'll really appreciate it because then everybody will be on track and understand what's going on. Blackboard, ebook support, all that kind of good stuff. Module 1 quiz. This is what you have to complete by the 15th to be considered active in the course. It's one question. It's an easy quiz. Just make sure you answer it honestly. And then there's a discussion board, basically just asking you to introduce yourself, tell a little bit about yourself. We can all get to know each other a little bit better. What do you expect to get out of this course? What do you want? What kind of career goals do you have? Just tell us some information about you so we can kind of get to know each other. Next week, starting on the 16th or 17th, because there's a holiday Monday, Module 2 will open up. And Module 2, this is the way all your other modules except exam modules and spring break is going to look. It's going to have a module overview. If you click on that, it just tells you basically what we're going to cover, what competencies we're going to cover in that week's module, and then what activities we're going to do. So in Module 2, you got to read Chapter 1. And you have to watch the Module 2 video or attend either a live or virtual session. Either option you choose. You have to do the Module 2 quiz and the Module 2 discussion board unless you attended the live sessions. And then there's the quiz and the discussion board. And the rest of them kind of fall the same way. Spring break, there's nothing really due that week, so the module overview is just going to basically say no assignments due. If you have any questions about any of that, please let me know. I think everything is pretty straightforward, but just because I believe it to be doesn't mean that another pair of eyes might not look at it and say, you know what, this is still kind of confusing. So please let me know. I'll be more than happy to help you with anything that I can. If you find an error in Blackboard or something wrong, please let me know so I can get it fixed. With that, I want to just welcome you to the class. I hope you have a great week.